I disagree with them. How can I say it? Unless they actually have ridden a Harley, they don't know. I mean, going from going from that Firefighter Ultra, going to the 16 Street Glide was such a big jump in technology for me. And I'm sure going to an 18 would be a huge, jump again. I just think they've actually gotten them dialed in.
To me,
they really do. They and the new Softail line. I haven't test ridden any of them yet, which I want to do a demo ride, and I will when I get off my lazy ass. Is even better. They've dialed that in even more. But when people say to me, and I got this for years and years, I did a couple of videos called Harley Haters. And the haters always come with the same angle. It's 1950s technology. Really? Throttle by wire in the 50s? That didn't exist. Harley has it. 6-speed transmission? That's not the 50s. 6-gallon fuel tank? That's not the 50s. Onboard navigation and Bluetooth? That's not the 50s. So all these changes that they've made have been to modernize. And I know that the traditional crowd of Harley riders, they're getting older now. They're dying off. So they have to attract the new riders. Well, young people today, Kevin, I imagine you're one of them. You want to have Bluetooth. You want to have connectivity. You want to have the technology. You want to have the bike lean over really far. You want to have good suspension. All these things are demands of the market now. Harley is now providing them.
Well, they're starting to now, but they're bringing them in slowly. Like in the 2000, like my 2012 model has a radio, has stereo, but it does not have Bluetooth. But in the 2016 models and up, they all have...
No, 2014.
2014s and up, they all have Bluetooth and all that.
Exactly. And so I can tell you what's coming next is ride modes. Harley doesn't have ride modes yet, but they will. And automatic stabilization is coming. BMW came out with a bike now where you can stop the bike, get off the bike without the kickstand down, and the bike will just stand up on its own.
Is that
technology's out there?
You mean that's the type of one I could go out and have 2-3 beers, get back on it, and ride home?
That would be cool.
You can basically say, hey, motorcycle, take me home, and it will.
That's like iRobot.
The traditionals will tell you, oh, that's terrible, da-da-da-da-da. But whenever there's a new technological advancement, young people will like it more, and the older people will hate it. Like when Harley had the electric starter, the Kickstarter type people were pissed off about that. So there's always something, and like the liquid cooling. How dare Harley have liquid cooling? What is this, the Japanese bike? Well, if you're going to have competition in the market where the CCs go up, higher and higher CCs, more power, the engine's going to run hotter. And there's only so much heat that a human being can take, only so much heat that an engine can take. You have to have cooling. So liquid oil cooling is important. Liquid cooling is important. And if Harley's going to survive into the future, they have to go over to this area. And the traditionalists are going to be pissed. But you know what? Change is what it is.
Well, what attracts...
To ride a Harley, you have to accept the changes.
Well, what attracts young people into bikes is adrenaline and speed. What got me into riding a Harley was the torque and, well, not necessarily the speed because you can't really go that fast on a cruiser.
Yeah.
By the way, I would love to get a sports bike. I would love to get a sports bike too on top of the Harley that I have. But no, I would love to get a sports bike, and what attracts young people is the speed and adrenaline, and that's what Harley should focus on. New technology and what younger people enjoy.
I think there are things to be said for the younger crowd with the speed and the adrenaline, but there's also something to be said for the middle-aged crowd and the older crowd who also desire comfort and long-term riding.
That too,
If
definitely.
you're on a really fast, like a CBR 1000, you go to a track day or whatever, and you can kick that thing in ridiculous speeds, which is great. You're on the Isle of Man TP. You're doing a great thing. But if you're going to ride that thing, imagine riding a Honda CBR 1000 from Massachusetts all the way to Anchorage, Alaska, and then all the way down to the tip of Florida and all the way across to Los Angeles. You're going to be in a lot of pain.
A lot of back pain.
And leg pain.
Yeah, and when you get older, you don't want that. You want to have some comfort.
Exactly, and that's...
Harley kind of tries to straddle the line between performance, where if you want to go fast, you can. Not super fast, but if you want to go faster than pretty much any car, you can. And if you want to have comfort at the same time and be able to listen to your music and communicate with your passenger and have your passenger sit in comfort as well, if you have one, Harley has that. They've got from the Sportster line all the way up to the Touring line, and all those bikes do a great job. Now, if you want to race, you don't race on a Harley unless it's a flat track, it's dirt, and then you get one of those Harley 750s, and apparently they're really good at that. But most of the people who want to ride these things, they don't want to race. They want to enjoy the ride. So that's what Harleys are for.
Well, that's why I ride a Harley. I just like riding, and I don't want to ride a bike that I'm uncomfortable with. I look at some of these people who ride bikes, and they go, "Oh, my bike is so fast," but then when they get off the bike, they can barely walk. I don't know. I have, like, that Ultra Classic. I've been noted to ride 750 miles on it. Me and Kevin and Richard, when we were on the road trip going to, like Reno, Las Vegas and stuff, we'd go 400, 500, 600, 700 miles a day. We'd be tired, but try doing that on one of the other type of bikes. No way.
Yeah. And now, if you want to have, there are so many different options out there that are awesome. You've got BMW that's got a lot of great touring bikes. You've got Honda that's got a lot of great touring bikes.
Kawasaki.
Kawasaki has
got the Vulcan.
Vulcan
Voyager.
So many, and they all pretty much meet the same benchmarks to varying degrees. But if you want to have like the absolute ultimate in performance and comfort, you got to go with a Honda. You got to go with a Goldwing. Those things are absolutely flawless, and they get better every year. And if you look at the console on those things, you can control the frickin' space shuttle. They come with a reverse gear, for God's sake.
Well, Hondas last forever.
And my friend Douglas, he's got one, and it's a beautiful bike, and he rides it like a pro. My friend Moose 3971 is really leaning heavily toward getting one. And if he does, the very first thing I'm going to do is like, dude, I will blow you to ride that bike for just 10 minutes because I want to see what it's like. I went to the Honda dealer here. You hear my Boston come out of me? Dealer. I said dealer. I went to they have a place called Power Sports Honda, and I asked them, I would like to do a demo ride of a Honda CBR 1000. And they said, no, you have to buy the bike first. I said, all right, how about a Honda Goldwing? Nope, you have to buy one first. I went to Harley, and every single model they have, you can do a demo ride, boom, instantaneously, no problem, here you go, sir. So what the hell is it with the Honda people and the Suzuki people and the Kawasaki people? They won't let you do a demo ride until you buy the thing? That's just stupid.
Well,
That's like right with them.
I for years I rode Honda, and I liked Hondas. I never had virtually any I had problems with Honda. Yep. They were cheap to repair, okay? I have to admit, they were really cheap to repair, but I was always repairing. Oops. Okay, hopefully we're still here.
Yep.
I was always repairing them, but they were cheap to repair.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Yeah.
would I ever own another one? I'll be honest with you. No, I wouldn't. I just after
What's the reason for that?
honestly,
Yeah.
the quality wasn't there. I mean, the last Honda I had was a VTXR, and it was fully decked out. I mean, I had every accessory. It was the top of the line version of it. But you know what? I could only ride it 90 miles, and I was exhausted. My butt hurt. My back hurt. And I took it back in the shop. They did whatever they could do. They sold me a better seat. They played around with the suspension. I got it back, and guess what? 90 miles, and I was sore, and I tired. And then after talking to you, that's when I decided, no. I went to the Harley dealer and got a Firefighter, got my butt on that thing, and you know what? It was like sitting on a sofa. I went on a 90-mile trip, and I wasn't even sore. I wasn't tired. I got off of it, and I go, wow. And then then the next time I got on it, we went from Gig Harbor, Washington, which is next to Tacoma. We went to Yakima, Washington, and then we went into Oregon, spent the night, and it was like the best ride I ever had. I could never.
Awesome.
I could never do that on a Honda. I just couldn't do it. And
it's funny. Now that you mention it, when I was on the Hootenanny last year and this year, people would complain about how their butts were hurting. And the ones that were complaining, generally speaking, were not riding Harleys. Or if they were riding stock seats, which, may not be the best. But I bought myself 2 years ago, I bought it's called the Road Zeppelin. It's the Harley Air Ride Road Zeppelin seat, and you can puff up or deflate two different areas on the rider side. There's also passenger side. You can inflate and deflate that. And I'll tell you what, my butt never hurt me the entire time. Both Hootenannies, more than 5,000 miles of riding, and my butt never hurt. It was great. My face hurt from the wind and the sun, and my arms hurt from the ride with your arms up in the air the whole time. But my butt felt great because they made a great system. It was awesome.
Yeah, when I got my Electroglide, I got rid of my stock seat because I couldn't even put my feet down. It was just like too high. Too high for my feet.
We got a dog in the background. I have to apologize to everybody.
Noisy dog.
It really you have to get your comfort dialed in, and so I really made sure to do that. One of the reasons I got the Ultra Limited the way I did is to dial in my comfort. So I've got the heated grips for the cold weather. I changed the handlebars to they're called Wild One chubby bagger low handlebars, so that I have a very comfortable place to put my hands, and my shoulders don't get in a lot of pain. I got the Road Zeppelin Air Ride seat to keep my butt nice and comfortable because I tend to have tailbone issues. I got the highway pegs, the adjustable highway pegs with the heel. You can flip out these heel rests. So I've got everything I could possibly get. The only thing I wish that my bike currently had, in addition to the inflatable seats, I wish it also had heated and inflatable seats. A lot of bikes will say, "Oh, I have heated seats." Well, yeah. Do they inflate? Well, no. Well, then fuck you. I want seats that can heat and inflate and eventually vibrate too, because why not have some fun while you're on there?
Exactly, right? Especially if you have a chick on the back as well.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So riding all day isn't really an issue for me on this bike. But if I were on like a Gixxer or a CBR 1000 at my age, 47, no way.
Hey,
I wouldn't be able to walk the next day.
Hey, you're a kid.
And I am. I'm still wet behind the ears compared to Methuselah over here.
Hey, the other day, I was at a gas station and I saw this old man, or